Hello there, ESL learners of the world, and thanks for listening to this podcast. Welcome to the ESL for You podcast, where we help you learn English through interesting topics and stories. So today we're going to talk about the fear of love from a psychological and philosophical perspective. So what is a fear of love and why do some people have it? How can we overcome it and enjoy healthy relationships? Let's find out. So first of all, what is love anyway? Does anybody know what love is? Well, in my opinion, love is a complex emotion that involves attraction, affection, trust, intimacy, and commitment. Love can make us feel happy, fulfilled, and connected to others, but love can also make us feel vulnerable, insecure, and anxious. Sometimes love can even hurt us or cause pain. And, the fear of love is also known as philophobia. Philo means love, and phobia means fear in Greek. Philophobia is an irrational and excessive fear of falling in love or being loved by someone. So people who have philophobia may avoid romantic relationships, reject potential partners, or sabotage their own relationships. They may experience symptoms such as panic attacks, nausea, sweating, trembling, or chest pain when they encounter love or intimacy. And yes, this has happened to me before because, I was in a bad relationship for many years. And then, you know what they say, hurt people hurt. After that bad relationship, I was so afraid. I was so philophobic. I was a philophobic. And maybe other people would want a real relationship with me and I would hurt them. So remember, hurt people hurt, but also remember that healed people heal. So if you heal from trauma, you will be helping others heal too. So what are the causes? There are many possible causes for philophobia. Some of them are, as I mentioned before, traumatic experiences. So people who have been abused, betrayed, abandoned, or rejected by someone they loved may develop a fear of love. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like your couple or your life partner, the one who hurt you. It could have been your mother or your father. So if you were abused, betrayed, abandoned, or rejected by someone you loved or that should have loved you, then you might have developed philophobia. So they may associate love with pain and danger and avoid it to protect themselves from being hurt again. So remember, hurt people hurt. Okay, so another cause could be low self-esteem. People who have low self-esteem may feel unworthy or undeserving of love. They may doubt their own attractiveness, abilities, or value as a person. They may fear that they will be rejected or criticized by their partner if they reveal their true self. So another reason could be attachment styles. So what are attachment styles? They are patterns of relating to others that we learn from our early childhood experiences with our caregivers, your parents, or maybe whomever might have been your caregiver. And there are 4 main types of attachment styles like secure, anxious, avoidant, and fearful. People who have secure attachment styles feel comfortable with intimacy and trust their partners. People who have anxious attachment styles crave intimacy but fear abandonment and rejection. People who have avoidant attachment styles value independence and distance themselves from intimacy. People who have fearful attachment styles have mixed feelings about intimacy and fluctuate between seeking and avoiding it. Yeah, that was me a few years ago. I had a fearful attachment style, but that's a different story. So philophobia can have negative consequences for our well-being and happiness. It can prevent us from forming meaningful connections with others and enjoying the benefits of love. It can also affect our mental health and cause depression, loneliness, or isolation. So how can we overcome the fear of love? Here are some tips. The first one is always, always, always seek professional help. If you have severe symptoms of philophobia that interfere with your daily life, you may benefit from seeking a therapist or a counselor. They can help you identify the root causes of your fear challenge your negative beliefs about love and teach you coping skills to manage your anxiety. The second tip I have for you today is work on self-esteem. If you have low self-esteem, you may need to work on improving your self-image and self-confidence. You can do this by engaging in positive self-talk, practicing gratitude, celebrating your achievements, and accepting your flaws. And you can also seek support from your friends, family, or mentors who can affirm your worth and encourage you. The next one is explore your attachment style. If you have an insecure attachment style, you may need to work on changing your patterns of relating to others. You can do this by becoming more aware of your emotions, needs, and expectations in relationships. You can also learn to communicate effectively with your partner, express your feelings and desires clearly, and respect the boundaries and preferences. The next one is take small steps. If you have philophobia, you may need to take small steps to overcome your fear of love. You can do this by exposing yourself to situations that involve love or intimacy gradually and progressively. For example, you can start by reading books or watching movies about love stories. Then you can move on to joining online dating sites or apps or attending social events where you can meet new people. And finally, you can try dating someone casually or seriously depending on your comfort level. And remember to always be patient and compassionate with yourself. Overcoming the fear of love is not easy, and it takes time and effort. You may encounter setbacks or challenges along the way. You may feel scared or uncomfortable at times, but don't give up. Don't be harsh with yourself. Be patient and compassionate with yourself and recognize your progress and achievements. So remember that you have to love yourself first. In order to fight philophobia or to get rid of your fear of love, you need to love yourself. Learn to love yourself. Love yourself always first. Put yourself first. So that's all for today's episode of the ESL for You podcast. I hope you learned something new and interesting about the fear of love or philophobia from a psychological and philosophical perspective. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next time. And please remember, if you have a question, suggestion, or comment, just write it down here on Spotify or go to my YouTube channel or my website, which are linked in the description of this podcast. Thanks again, and don't be afraid to love. See you next time.